Okay, so let us start with Euro USD. Let's start with gold. All right, so this one I was going to call as a sell, but as soon as it hit the area, I wanted it to break the trend line. Okay, so let's take a look at this in the 4 hour. I was going to call this as a sell the other day. I wanted it to break the daily time frame right here. So this trend line here. It had broken that trend line, and I had missed the opportunity. And by the time I looked at this chart, we were already down in the 1326 range. So it's kind of lost cause, lost opportunity there. Now, what I do like that we're seeing right now on this pair at least is that this price came bulging through and is now retesting. It's retesting at the 1323. So as of this moment, I am still remaining bearish. I still think we're going to go lower down to 1310 area, maybe even break it and start a new low. I think the US dollar is going to start gaining some strength, whether it's going to break this range down here, which I need to mark. This location around the 1300 area. I make this kind of a larger area because this is going to be pretty big if it actually breaks this. If it can break below the 1307, so I'm expecting it to get to 1310. If it can break below 1305 and get to 1300, that's going to be huge, because if it can get in this area, this is pretty much trend setting. This might actually break the trend, and we might have a downtrend in gold, which we have not had anything happen in gold for a really long time. Now, you can see gold typically moves a lot faster. It has these zones of consolidation like these, which is what we're currently stuck in. This one over here lasted around 90 days, and the one that we're currently in is past 90 days. So we're due for a big price action move, but how big that price action move is going to be is questionable. Now, I do think that this is going to go down a lot because we're playing in the bottom half still. I do want to see it come down to maybe the 1260 level eventually, but this is just really, really long term. But we really got to pay attention. I missed the sell opportunity. It came back and retested the trend line just like I had been waiting for. And I was going to call it down to the 1310. So this would already have been in massive profits if I had gotten on that, but I didn't. That would have been 900 pips up. That would have been a good one. But as of this moment, it's retesting this 1325. It might come back up to 1330 level. If it does, I'm just going to do the same thing, call the same sell if it starts to push off of that. But as of this moment, I remain bearish. I think it's going to go down to 1310, just about. It's definitely on course to do that. See if we had any legitimate. I don't like doing fibs on this because it's investments, so it's not really accurate all the time. But yeah, this still does obey trend and trend lines and all that fun stuff, the basic analysis stuff. So I do see this continuing in a bearish fashion. Let's hop over to Euro USD. Same thing. This one reflects heavily on what gold does. You see it broke through, came on that pullback, got really close to that trend line. Same trend line that I had drawn on this a long time ago. And now we're seeing that it had retested, broke through, and now it's currently at the bottom of this range. And this is the most liquid pair. We got to keep that in mind. This is the most liquid pair, and it's at the bottom of its range. It's already broke through, and it's still going down as of this moment. Still going down. So I'm expecting maybe another brief pullback soon. But if this continues in the fashion that it's going, and it can actually break this range we've been stuck in, next area to look for support, right here, the 2088. If it can continue down this way, we're looking at another 70-ish pip drop. I'm expecting another pullback, something small. Now, we're in a lot of positions at the moment, so I'm not really looking to call any long trades because we have a lot of long trades open. But right now, this can potentially break the range, and if that does break the range, on the daily level, I'm looking for this to come down pretty far. I'd say at the bottom here, maybe create a nice little, take a look. Nice little like a head and shoulder type of deal. Potentially break down even further from there or respond upward. Got a lot of potential here, but this is just extremely long-term what I've been looking for. If it can break down below the 2100 and continue moving downward, I'm 100% going to be looking for this to make a head and shoulder. I'll be definitely looking for that. So Euro USD, as of this moment, it's testing a major support area. So we need to see what's going to happen here. We need to see it break below the 2150. If it breaks below 2150, then I'm going to be looking for some shorting scalping opportunities. But right now, this is not a safe place to buy. Like a lot of people like to just, when we get in ranges like this, they just like to buy the lows, sell at the highs. This is not safe right now for a buy. This is strictly telling me that we're in a zone that could either define this to be a sell, a long-term sell, or it can just bounce off and then you can start looking for buying opportunities. But right now, this does not say buy to me. This is saying a potential breakthrough to a sell. So we're just going to stay vigilant on this one. It did not come up to the area I predicted. I think this, from our weekly outlook, this was the only pair that did not do what I thought it would do. I thought it was going to pull back a lot more, but it didn't end up doing that. It ended up going right to the trend line, through the trend line, or it tested the trend line. I didn't think it was going to come down this fast. So it went right to the trend line, tested it, pulled off, and then broke through immediately, came back, almost retested it, got within, 10 pips away from it. Tried to still count that, and then met continuation. That would have been a good sell area there. But as of this moment, I'm undecided on this one. I do think long-term US dollar is coming back, and I'm going to go on the DXY next to explain why. But as of this moment, I'm kind of a bearish bias, but I'm not trading this pair because I'm not necessarily confident on what it's going to do next. But the DXY did break its range. So this is the big part. This broke its range. The DXY was stuck. Like, I can actually get rid of these now. I don't need these down here, in my opinion. I'm going to keep that trend line there. But at the same time, I don't need all that lower half stuff. This had officially broken through the 91 level that it's been stuck behind for, how long is this? 102 days. The last 5 months, it's been stuck below this, all right? I think that's 5 months. Yeah, it's about 5 months-ish. So last 5 months, we've been stuck below 91. It pulled back. It touched 91, like it had done in the previous time before. But instead of actually breaking down into a selling trend, it just pulled off and then immediately broke right back through. And now we're playing at the 91.26. So now I'm actually looking for a old harmonic. See if I can go find that. This is one I had drawn up when this, I'd drawn this harmonic up when it was down in this area. And it's been 4 months since I made this one. This guy right here, I'm looking for this to take place. So this is a deep crab, and I'm looking for this to start pushing up and attempt to touch that the B point. Now, if I'm looking at this on that, the B point is up here. So we're looking at 92.5 is the area that I want this to push to, but I still don't have anything for sure or concrete because this can easily just jump right back into the range. It's at a very loose angle right now. But if we can hop in on this, if this comes, so opportune moment. Like if this does what I'm about to say, then this is going to mean the dollar is going to gain strength, okay? 100%, or not 100%, 90% chance. If we can get this move to stop somewhere, come back and retest this 91 level and use it as support, this will rise strong. And I do believe we will see that 92.52 level. This will push off strong if it can use the 91 as a support level on the DXY. This is big. This is something that you guys got to pay attention to. If you see it do this, all the other pairs are going to correspond with this. Anything US dollar oriented is going to correspond with that. New Zealand dollar has been dropping like a brick. I didn't even get that pullback that I wanted to. I wanted it to pull back, push down, and then retest. Didn't do that at all. It's just been strictly dropping. This one was massive. That was 120 pip potential that I was looking for there, and I didn't get to catch even a tiny bit of it because it never did a legitimate pullback. The US dollar started gaining strength at the same time. The New Zealand dollar started losing strength, so this is just nonstop fell. There was no chance of catching that unless you were doing a hardcore swing trade from the top and you expected it to break the bottom range, which I highly doubt there's barely any traders who got involved in that unless they saw it break this zone and they sold immediately, which is a decent tactic. But at the same time, this was awesome. This makes me even more confident that the US dollar is breaking its range, because if the US dollar goes back into the range for this pair at least, there's no range for it to go back into. It would have to retrace over 100 pips just to touch the bottom of it. New Zealand dollar, it started its trend. This is it. Like, we're looking for a pullback, and this is straight up selling anytime this pulls back is what I'm looking for. Now, overall, you can look at this on the daily time frame and draw a Fibonacci. You can expect that pullback to take place at the 618, which just so happens to be a previous high. So I would take that as a valid level. I'm going to be looking for something to happen here. Now I'm going to draw a counter Fibonacci drawing from the top here down to that 618 where I'm expecting it to drop. And I can expect it to potentially retest the bottom of, not the bottom of the range, but this low here that we're seeing at the 382. Now, this is just on the daily. This is like if and then this, if this happens, then I'm looking to sell. This is also still this is a stretch. So I don't know where it's going to retrace to, but if it does retrace to here, it's going to be beautiful. So we're going to have to pay attention to this. But big time. That 618 level, that's going to be huge. That high right there, that low, I'll leave this in here. This area is going to be nice. So between 70.55 and 70.35. If it could just pass through it like a knife cuts through butter, then we're looking at something else happening. Could be potentially going down to the 695 level. But if it can push off of this and make a retrace, which I'm expecting the pullback to take place. Now, because this moves so violently down, I'd be expecting it to move violently back up for a retrace. All right? Because this is the 4-hour time frame. And you see in the 4-hour time frame, there is basically no green candles in here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the last week, last 6 days, 6.5 days. There's just been straight up red candles the entire time. This has just been straight down. So I'm expecting a retrace of some sort, and I'm expecting that to take place soon. Let's go pound dollar. Pound dollar, we were looking for that to retrace as well. We didn't get that. In fact, it actually had pushed low. So I'm actually going to get rid of all this because I'm not looking at this anymore. This was off of our weekly analysis or weekly outlook. It just pushed right through, came back and tested that 1.4 level for support or resistance, and it found it as resistance. Now, something to point out real fast. When you see price do something like this, when you see price come down and bounce off a level, all right, and then it pushes through that level and then comes back and uses it as that resistance, that is showing that this is an extremely strong level. The 1.4 level is big. It's big in this pair. So the fact that we're below this 1.4 level and it pushed off of this 1.4 level into a bearish fashion, I'm doing nothing but selling trades in here. I'm not looking for buying setups. Unless it's a scalp, I'm not looking for buying setups. But this is very likely to continue going south. I want it to push down to the bottom of this harmonic here, cipher pattern, and if it can actually reverse specifically at this level, then I'm going to be looking for a buy for at least a decent amount of time. But there's still no guarantee on when that's going to happen. So we're still got to be patient on this pair. But as of this moment, it doesn't look like it's in a definitive area. I'm still going to be bearish. All it's got to do is break that previous low, and I'd be looking for some short-term sells. If it doesn't, comes back up to that 1.4, I'd be looking for it to bounce off the 1.4. Breaks above the 1.4, tries to use it as support, then I'd be looking for a buy in that location. But right now, this does not seem too tradable to me at the moment. I'd need it to break that low, and I wouldn't aim far. If it could break this low, I wouldn't aim far. Only like probably 30 pips or so. Nothing too crazy on that one. But at this moment, this did break a very, very monumental level. Passed right through it. 1.4 is big. Moving on from the pound US dollar, let's go USD CHF. Now this one played out beautifully, exactly like we thought it would. So it did the teacup pattern where you see this big teacup start to form, it creates a handle, and then it pulled off a little bit, retested that trend line we had drawn, and ever since then has been using it as support up until it hit this high. Now this is a previous support and resistance zone, mainly support in the past. So I am looking for this to actually potentially maybe push above and make this a support again, the 985 level. If we can get that, then that's going to be a good opportunity for a buy. And I'd be looking for highs such as here, which is also the top of that range or the bottom of that range there. And if it can do that and we can catch even just a majority of that move, that's good 100 pips. I'd be looking for more like 80 just to be safe. But at the same time, this guy's null and void now. Actually, no, he's not. I need that back. Okay, so if it can pull back to this trend line here for the top of the channel or the bottom of the channel, either one of these, I'd be looking to buy off of these. US dollar, I'm looking at nothing on US dollar besides pullbacks and buying opportunities, or in the case that US dollar is the second half of the pair, I'm looking for pullbacks and selling opportunities. US dollar is looking very nice lately. USD JPY has been doing nothing but going up. This has been amazing. So before, when we were down in this location, we were looking at this to threaten parity. And Kieran and I had both said that if this can actually push above the range, we were looking for it to come and retest, but it didn't come and retest. But we said that if this broke the range, it was going to go to 109, and it's done that. It touched 109, pushed back off, and has gone back up above 109. So it's using, let's see if this is actually a level of support here. This is. Price was supportive in this region here at the 108.5, and it has been pushing up ever since, a citable zone of resistance that we're looking for. Because at the moment, this is gearing up. This looks like it's getting ready to make another high. This looks like it's headed to the 114 again after that. But we also got to be mindful about these things. So yeah, this is going to be a big level right here. What is this? The 111 area generally, 618. But as of this moment, I'd be paying attention to the 110.88, 110.9, and the 110 level. These guys are going to be huge. So if price comes up to 110 and can get above 110, I'm going to be looking for this to hit 114 eventually. If it can break above 110 and stay above 110, 114 is coming. I'm telling you. But if we can stay below 110, it could bounce off. We could see retracement value. Just go Fibonacci from high-low. Could even come all the way back down to the beginning of the range, which is back here at the 107, 108 level. And it could use that as support for a buy. I'm going to be staying vigilant on this one. This is going to be a good one as well. Let's go GJ. Now this guy, this one messed me up. Not going to lie. This one I called a trade on this week. It hit its stop loss. And I'll tell you what this did exactly, not what I wanted it to do, but it did exactly what I wanted it to do after hitting stop loss. So this came up and hit our stop loss. Let's see, where did I call the trade? Let me pull up the trade first. So it did it fast too. This hit its stop loss like really, really quick. This is at 152.15. So right in here, and I believe I called it. I'm trying to figure out. I think I called it right here. Yeah, and then it immediately went straight back up. And I was looking for it to push off of where this previous zone had said, but it immediately pushed right back up, hit the stop loss at 150. And ever since then, has been playing. And I'm going to call this trade again. I'm telling you, I'm going to call this trade again because it is doing perfectly. It is creating a flag. All right. So I'm looking for this to break from that flag. If it breaks in a bearish direction, then I'm going to look to sell this at least down to the bottom of this formation here at 150.75. If it breaks above, then I'm going to looking for this to find resistance at the 153 level like it had previously before, 65. So breaks above, this creates a good opportunity for around 100 pips. Breaks below, creates good opportunity for around 100 pips. Easy either way. So this is good right here. This is good. This consolidation is going to show a lot for us. Let's go odd USD. This actually missed our entry point, not by a lot. We had a sell limit up here at 34, if I'm not mistaken. And we were looking for it to retest this trend line, but we wanted it to take its sweet old time to come up, but it eventually it decided to just keep on going. So as of this moment, I'm still looking for this to come back and retest the trend line. That's on the daily perspective. So this is a daily time frame where it retested it once, twice, then the third time we're looking for it to pull back and use it as resistance to push down. Big levels to look for in this guy. It's going to be off of that touch there. The 7.5 level is going to be big. And then at the bottom where I was looking for this to potentially stop was at the 7.3. And then it might try to make a retrace off there. This is just really, really long term is what I'm looking at right now. Retrace off there before continuation. I'm looking long term for this to come down to this level right here, the 7.1, 7.2. Somewhere in here. So right now, this one's kind of like the New Zealand USD. It just broke and kept going. Very little stop. Is there correlation between Aussie and New Zealand dollar? Slightly now, not tremendously. Obviously, everything like for me, I treat every pair as of its own. I do think a lot of pairs show relation, but at the same time, I will never use that as a supporting analysis to trade upon another pair because, like for instance, gold and the U.S. dollar with euro and the U.S. dollar. If the euro wants to do its own thing, it's going to do its own thing. Whereas gold is very investor driven, and if people want to invest in gold, like when political events happen, like when we bombed Syria, gold went up really strong, but Euro USD did not move nearly as much. So that's just a good example of why I don't treat them equally, but I will use them in supporting factors in a minor way. So like, yes, this does correlate kind of like New Zealand US dollar, but you can see this had one big increase in the past, whereas the Aussie dollar had been working on that for a really long time. And the New Zealand USD kind of stayed more rectangle type of deal, whereas in Aussie, down, up, making a continuous push down. I want to see this come back up. But I'm probably not going to see that. It might try to come down to the 175 and find support there for a minute. But if it breaks below the 175, I'm selling. I'm going to hold that too. I'm going to hold that at least down to the 173. That'd be a 200 pip fall, and that'd be nice. It'd be really nice. Euro pound, we're already in a trade on. New Zealand yen, we're in a trade on. We're in quite a few trades actually right now. Odd CAD. That one already hit stop loss. We're in CAD yen, New Zealand yen, or New Zealand CHF. Let's see, is there any other pairs that we Euro odd? This okay? No. Actually, there's one that I did want to touch on. What was it? Oil. This guy. So this one's actually being pretty interesting right now. So this was all off my previous analysis. I didn't get to show this on the weekly outlook, but this was another call that I missed because this happened at hours that I wasn't expecting it to. Came back and tapped the level I'd been waiting for and did the increase that I wanted it to the 127 that I had planned it for. And this would have been an easy catch. I should have set an order, to be honest. I really wanted to, but I didn't want it to push through and go to the 618 and us have to sustain a 140 pip fall. But it just tapped it and went up 380 pips. I was kind of upset that we missed that, but right now I'm actually looking for a selling opportunity. And I think it's coming soon because unless this push right here that it's trying to do right now, if that can create a new high, then I'll be bullish. This can come up and create a new high, then I'll be bullish. But if it does not create a new high, this has already created a lower low, and I'd be looking for selling opportunities here. The trend line is going to change eventually, but as of this moment of the 4 hour, I'm looking for this to start doing a little bit of bouncing motion in between these two trend lines before making a definitive move to go to the 70 and above the 70 or start breaking down and coming back down to the 60 level. Personally, I'd prefer 60 level because, gas prices start getting a little ridiculous here in the United States. But as of this moment, I am still looking for a sell opportunity. I want to see it come back to that trend line at least once, but if it can create a new high, comes back here, touches this, and starts to push off, I'll sell it. Comes back up, goes above it, retests, goes to 70, I'll try to buy it. We'll just see what's going to happen. You got to pay attention. It's going to be close attention. I got to look for a lot of other reasons. I'm not just going to buy or sell just because I saw that. I need to watch it happen so I can do my full analysis on it and make sure it does what I want it to do. All right, does anyone have any other pairs that they want me to go over? I see GBP odd. I see Euro New Zealand dollar. Ooh, yeah, Euro New Zealand dollar is actually one that I wanted to. I've had that one checked. Okay, so this one I've been watching all day today. I've been watching it decrease. I've been really, really wanting this. So I've been looking for this to make a sell. I wanted it to sell here, and I'll be honest, I got into that too soon. Got a little bit overexcited, and I wasted people's money. I wasted my money. Now, what I'm looking for a break of this trend line and a retest. This is going to be a swing position because if I go to the daily here, I've been looking for this to reverse ever since it entered in this range right here. I don't know, lower right here, 7-1-7-1. This is when I've been looking for it to reverse. So back to the 4-hour. I thought it had used that as a good enough resistance to push through here, and I preemptively made that trade. But I am definitely looking for this to make a breakthrough of some sort here in this region. It could push higher, but this trend line is going to play a big part in this. So I'm going to be paying attention. I'm going to be watching closely. But if it can break through, I'm looking to sell. UCAD. Let's go GBP odd first. Saw that one. This actually is not in a bad selling area right now. Yeah. This is. Do we have a signal on this by chance? No. I know Gavin was talking about wanting to call a pound CAD trade, but as of this moment, this looks bearish as hell to the daily. Okay, so based on our daily trend line, which comes in at the top there, that daily trend line comes in contact here, was respected here, and is now being tested again and has broken down below it twice on the hourly. This honestly looks like a good trade to call. Probably depending on what the Aussie wants to do tonight when the Sydney session opens. I'm not sure if it's open yet. I'd have to check. I don't pay attention to the Sydney session that much. I don't trade anything but the London and New York session, but I still pay attention to what the Aussie does sometimes because if this can actually push down any lower, this is not bad. Yeah, just looking at these highs and how easily it pushed off of these, like hard pushes, I'd definitely be looking to sell this at least down to the 835, which is solid 50 pips. If it went through the 835, you'd be looking for it to at least go down to the bottom here, which is 160. This is definitely extremely tradable. I'm actually going to note this. Yeah, good catch on this. Who is this? VS. Yeah, this one definitely 100%. I'm looking at this. No doubt in my mind. That daily trend line being tested so many times, this has so much potential to push off. Let's look at UCAD. UCAD is probably going to resemble slightly what I'm looking at on. Yep. So this one is another missed opportunity. Didn't go to where I wanted it to go. I wanted to pull back down to my Fibonacci level here at the 382 and then push up to the 618. But it did not come to the 382. It did not come anywhere near it. I knew it was going to go to the 2900 up here. Oh, yeah, 29 up here. It got really close. I knew it was going to push from the 28 to the 29, but I did not. I wanted it to come down to the level that I wanted it. Because it didn't get there, I didn't call it signal. But at the same time, this is still a bullish market to me. Definitely. What's up?
If you bring up the 4-hour, 4-hour chart, I've been looking at this as well as a good trend line. It's just trying to, it's going to, yeah.
So zoom in far out. You want me to draw a trend line from here to here?
Might need to go slightly further back, I think.
Further?
Yeah, on the 4-hour one. Can you get further back?
Oh. This is what I got on the forum. As far as I can scroll out.
Oh, cool. I'll send you something. I've got a good chart on that.
Yeah, send me a picture. I'll take a look at it. While we're waiting on that one. I am curious to see what your opinion is on it because I know you've been definitely studying your ass off. So I'm definitely very curious to see it. But as of this moment, just because of the way that I'm looking at crude oil for a sell, I'm also kind of looking for this. No, no, this would actually be in. They work inversely. So if oil goes up, this needs to go down. If this goes up, oil is going to go down. So yeah, I'm looking for a buy in this because I'm looking for a sell in oil. You're short on CAD.
Yeah, I'm short on CAD as well. That's what I think. Well, if it retests the trend line that I'll be looking at.
All right, so I'm waiting on your picture for that one. VS, you're short on it as well. This is good though. Like I want you guys to. This is the whole reason why I've been doing the trainings and stuff. I want you guys to start challenging me. Like start proving me wrong. That's what I want to see. My goal is to make you guys a better trader than I am. So if you guys can achieve that, then I did my job. I will dust off my hands at that. Let's see. I got the photo now. Oh. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. You sent me this before, and I looked at it. Okay, so you were saying based on this head and shoulder, you were going to use that. Okay. Yeah. Now, this did immediately bounce off and did push above and is now pushing down again. I see what you're saying now. So yeah, using the neckline of the head and shoulder as a trend line. This did test it, push back below. You were really going to have to pay attention on here because we're really close, if I'm not mistaken yet. The 2800 is going to speak a lot here. Because this right now is very supportive or resistive. It was resistive to this section here that we had when we had that push down to the below the 26. I would definitely keep a close eye on the 2800. All right, but I do see what you're seeing, so I won't do anything too hastily just yet. I would need to see this used as support currently, and I need to see this push above at least one of the shoulders here on the head and shoulder. So I needed to push above the 2900. Sorry about that. And so yeah, this is a pretty big range. Then again, just with how aggressively USD CAD's been moving lately, this especially with what you just pointed out, and that cuts right in between. This is definitely something that I'd be kind of a double standard on in this one. I'd need to see it use one of these as a support or a resistance. So I'm undecided on this one as of this moment. Actually, I was looking bullish just because of the way that I looked at oil dropping, and I was assuming CAD would drop as well. But if this trend line holds true across the neckline, then we'd be looking at some issues on that. And then these go a little lower. This needs to go a little higher. Yeah. So I'd definitely be looking at this one closely. Good catch, though. Good catch. So on USD CAD, I will remain undecided. Let's take a look. We have only going to do a few more of these. So Euro, New Zealand dollar, we already went over. We did GBP, odd. We did the USD CAD, odd CHF, New Zealand Japanese yen. All right, so last two right here. We're going to go over odd CHF and NZD JPY, which I do know we have a signal right now. I do believe for the New Zealand yen, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we do have New Zealand yen open right now. So let's go check them out. I don't think it's on my list. Oopsie. No, it is. It is right there. Okay. So I don't trade this pair that often. So I'm just going to give my basics on it. And I see we are entered in on a sell as of 7735. That was the entry. Yeah, 353. So it is basically at entry, if I'm not mistaken. Only 5 pips in profit. New Zealand yen. Yep. This was called April 24th, so yesterday.
I think that hit a stop loss, didn't it?
Did it?
And yeah, we're currently on NU.
NJ. I'm trying to I'm scrolling through the 1,000 messages that we had. That one's stop loss was at 785. That was at 77.85. So I'd been way up here. Yeah, that spike actually looks like it caught us. Or maybe not. Trying to find so this was called yesterday at 724. Let me scroll down. I want to make sure. I'm trying to check the signal before I start making an analysis on it. Yeah, at 3:33 today, it was said AEG, ACHF, and New Zealand yen, no action required, hold. That was by Gavin. Yeah, because that's just making sure. Stop loss was at 7785. Level is not touched. Entry 7735.3. Take profit 1, 77.11. So this one is close. It almost hit TP1. Almost hit. If not, did hit. Did not get that call for that hit, so it got really close. But from what I'm seeing, from the way Gavin trades at least, said I don't want to give too much of a conflicting analysis compared to his. He was probably looking at this trend line here. And that's what was giving him a supporting theory in the buy, or he was probably also making a buying trend line. The way Gavin trades is funky, but he does a really good job. So I can't doubt him at all. But yeah, overall I'd be looking bearish at this as well. Just based upon trend, straw fib, see where we're at on it. Okay, so this actually could be a potential issue. It could find support here. 618 level. Could find support. Shown as a supportive zone here. Nothing really back here. It's not very supportive really necessarily. It's kind of just being passed through a bunch. Got a definitive push there, but this could be potentially just because of the 618 extension or the 618 retracement of that entire push. But then let me double check this. Technically, I would draw from this leg because that's when the impulsive move started to go. It said already pushed below that, so I'd still be paying attention right here. Just because if it can push below that range where price had previous been, if it can push below this range, then I'd definitely see all three of these take profits coming into play. Based on the trend line here, we're still below it. Push through the counter trend line, retest, and that's probably when he was looking for his entry, which was there. Yeah, I'd still be fully confident in that signal right now. I definitely would want to see this, obviously in our favor, pushing below this level, but this could be used as support. And you were in a buy, 20 pips off of the TP. It's in New Zealand US dollar. We're in a buy. That's a Kieran trade. So that's why. So Kieran probably looked and he was like, okay, support level. It's going to bounce at least 10 to 15 pips off of it. Let's go for it. Boom. Took the shot. Okay. All right. Last one we're going over. Odd CHF. This one we are in. Are we in this one? No. No, we are. We are. I don't know where the signal is. I got to find it. I'm still in the process of trying to switch over to our broker right now. I'm having slight difficulties. Okay, so here's our entry right now. We got sell. And that is at entry is at 7442. What the? That didn't move. So okay, we are in small profits. I would have definitely been looking for a sell as well. This had already broken previous highs, started going down low. It's making that flag, which is good. I wonder if this could be a potential cipher pattern coming into play, maybe. But yeah, this take profit one. Stop loss is at 74970. Which is above the previous high, which is good. Take profit one is at 74124. 100% agree with this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I could definitely see this coming to play. Without a doubt. I remain bearish on this pair at least. I don't see this coming up anytime soon. Aussie has been pretty strong lately, and knowing that it's probably going to start losing strength against the US dollar means it's probably going to start losing strength in other pairs as well, considering it's one of the weaker currencies across the board. So yeah, this one I'd still remain bearish on. Probably what's going to happen is it's going to push through, hit TP1, retest TP1, and then push off again. And where's TP2? I would hope it'd be at these highs right here. If it's anywhere in this, TP2 is 738.71. So TP2 I'm still confident in as well. Yeah, this is a good trade. 100% a good trade. I agree with it. Okay, I see Euro CHF. This is the last one we're going over tonight. Okay, so same standpoint from last week. Still looking at this to break the trend line. This is same thing. This is going to overall, it's going to sell really nicely. It's at an extreme high. All right. Wow, this actually had climbed up all the way since. Wasn't this like when the Swiss franc had separated itself from something? I forget what news release this was, but yeah. So this had actually come all the way back to the top. That's impressive. Now, if it used this as support, I could definitely see that happening, but it's just kind of hard to tell because that was such a massive drop in one day. So, making a 2,000 pip drop in one day, this whole entire time, it could have just been pulling back for a big sell. So let me go back to the 4 hour. If I would see this break away from this zone here, I would then probably be selling at least to the most recent touch on the trend line. It had to break my current trend line and my daily trend line, so my 4 hour trend line and my daily trend line. Want it to break, obviously retest every time. I'm always looking for retest. Then I'd sell it down to the 382 level, which is this high. Then I'd sell it down to the 618, this low, also support in previous area. And then if it could break this trend line, I'd be looking for this to go for the broke. I'd be looking for this to fall for a very long time. Still very dependent though. Yeah, this has plenty of room to move. It's still got a lot of distance off of our trend line right now. Could use it as support. We got to be patient on this one. All right, well, that's it for the midweek analysis. If you guys have any further questions or any charts you would like me to look up, please send me that in Telegram. I will gladly go over that with you. I'll exchange messages with you on my opinions and stuff. Will the trades I call be linked to the copier, only tradable in signals? that will be in the copier. It really is. So what's going to happen is Kieran has the master account, and when me or Gavin call a trade, he's going to look at it himself, and if he likes the trade and agrees with it, he's going to call it on the master account. So you guys will be getting a lot of the swing trades on that one as well. So you guys will not be missing out on anything, but it will go through Kieran first. But other than that, I'm going to call it a night here. I hope you guys have found any of this useful. This will be recorded and posted. So I'll catch up with you guys later. And if you have questions, please message me. See you guys later.